Hello guys, this is me, Shydo Shiba, and today I'll be playing Major Minor 2.0. And yeah, I'm going to begin reading now. So, where am I? What's going on? I remember Riley attacking me in my hotel room, but now all I see is darkness. It's almost like my spirit left my body. It's weird. I can sense my surroundings, or lack thereof. Am I dead? I can't feel my own body. I'm just here in some sort of void. But then I feel a rush of speed, much like the first time I was sent to Terra. My body is racked with pain, but this time I can bear it. A second later, everything seems to stop. Then I hit the ground with a loud thud. One by one, my senses return. I'm face down on some sort of carpet. Wait, this is the hotel room back on Earth. I immediately rise my feet and run over to Kyla. He's passed out on the floor, and he's actually cold to the touch. I gulp. Instinct tells me this is what a corpse would feel like. But then he starts to move with signs of extreme fatigue. He trembles as he tries to stand up. He stumbles over, and I wrapped an arm around him, helping him remain stable. Huh? What happened? Man, my back is so stiff. Did I pass out or something? I shrug, but there are more important matters at hand. I ask Kyla if he remembers what happened last night. The sun outside reveals that it's now the next day. Oh, it was Klace. I must have passed out in shock. If he dies, then what happens to us? I don't want to go home, Shydo. I grip my shoulders and shakes me a few times. He grips me my shoulders and he shakes me a few times. It's not true. Tell me it's not true. I'm sorry, Kyla. No. We need to bring him back. We can't let him get away with this. I'm not sure how to respond. He's clearly in denial. As if to save me, my phone goes off. A text from Rook. I guess him and Jade are coming to pick us up. Hey, who was that? Did they say anything about Klace? I let him know. It was just Rook. They are gonna take us to the convention center. We'll be meeting the tour manager and having a chat. Whatever would happen to us, we found out today. This isn't looking good, Shydo. Yeah, it's not looking good at all, Mr. Kyla Squirrel. I can't tell if he remembers anything about Terra or not. Erring on the side of caution, I choose not to say anything. Perhaps I was saved by the man in the ark. Then what happened to me in that tavern room? Am I just on the floor there like I was over there? How come my body exists in two places at once? None of this makes any sense. Well, the tour manager must know everything. Time to get some answers and maybe even revenge. Revenge against a serial killer? I definitely don't think that's our lane. But then again, until yesterday, I never thought of myself as a savior. If all of this intertwined, maybe I have to step up to bat. Seconds later, my phone goes off again. But this time, what I see sends shivers down my spine. I'm watching you. Huh? Could this be? Why are they saying this? This must be some kind of prank. I let out a loud sigh. Just my luck. As if one world wasn't enough, Kyla must notice my change in demeanor. Everything alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. All good. It's just Rook. They they are almost there here. Oh, okay. I'll head downstairs then. He runs off as fast as he can. I can sense that he's trying to put on an act. After all, that's happened though. I can't blame him. Before leaving, I closed all the blinds. I guess that text got the better of me. Even if it was a prank, it will fill any with fright. But I already know who it is, but you'll get to see soon in the video series or if you play the game. However, part of me could tell it wasn't a prank. I leave the room with a growing paranoia gnawing at my mind. I make my way down to the lobby as quickly as I can. As soon as I get there, I see Kyla exit the hotel. Dang, I missed him just by a few seconds. I start to follow him, but almost bump into somebody. I take a quick step back and apologize to them, but then I realize I know this woman. You? Oh my, it's you. Oh, my apologies, that sounded rude. I was just surprised to see you here. Guess it's a small world. It's a small world after all. Anyway, I know. So you're staying here too? Mm-hmm. I am staying here. For a day or two at least. Yeah, this place isn't exactly cheap. Thankfully, my company has deep pockets. Her company? I guess she owns one. After all, this hotel is pretty luxurious. The contest promised a lot more of glamour. I tell her my name and ask for hers in return. Maxine, though. You can call me Max. I'm here for business, but I can't say much more than that. She starts to walk away, but stops before she can. If we see each other again, maybe we can talk. The occupants of this hotel can have a certain quality to them. I mean to say, I'm sure you have a story to tell, and after today, I'll have all the time in the world. She smiles and fiddles with her necklace she's wearing. It stands out to me, almost like I've seen it before. Also, I feel like what she just said was foreshadowing. Since I'm rereading this, like, well, at least the old version. I'm like, most of it seems like the same but different. Anyway, without another word, she's gone. I guess today would be pretty busy for her. It would be for me too, but I'm not opposed to making friends while I'm here. Hopefully I'll see her again. Well, hold on. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna start over and read it. This, I meant, I mean to say, I'm sure you'll have a story to tell, and after today, I'll have the time in the world. She smiles, fiddles with her necklace she's wearing. It stands out to me, almost like I've seen it before. In other words, she's gone. I guess today would be a pretty busy for her. It would be for me too. I'm not opposed to making friends while I'm here. Hopefully I'll see her again. I turn back to the exit. Before I can leave, however, I pull out my phone rings again. It's a text. I gulp as I slowly unlock my phone. The universe will not sway in your favor, but mine. Okay, this is definitely not a joke. It's written by someone who has knowledge of my power. I never told anybody, so the claim that they're watching me sounds true, but have to wonder how they know about this power. Perhaps they knew about the Ark as well? Either way, I can tell that someone isn't being honest with me. They need to act like a coward and hide behind threatening messages. I can't leave this to get to me and I need to push forward. With a deep sigh, I exit the hotel, but I do with knowledge that someone could be watching me from any of those windows, from any street corner. Operating with this knowledge is much harder than it seems. I enter the limo and take my seat immediately. We're not alone instead of front. Enemy, I hope I said that right, is sitting with us in the back. However, he's not alone either. He's sitting beside someone new. Since we've met, since we've never met, I introduced myself. I know who you are. Oh. You're the lucky two. Gotta say, I admire your dedication. He gives me and Kyla a wide smile before offering us his hand. However, only I could shake it. Kyla remains stayed in shock. You can call me Akron, Artrin. Okay. There's no R, so Atrin. I don't freaking know. I've been called to protect you two. Kyla reminds me of Friday, protecting PB and Pidget. I can tell that you're going through a lot. Thankfully, we're about to get some answers. Oh, speaking of answers, I got some weird text message. Him too. It asks me what 75 multiplied by 110 is. I think it's some sort of contest. A contest? Yeah, it says I needed to know the answer if I wanted to win, but I suck at math. It's probably my worst subject. Don't worry, I hate math too, and I'm bad at it. That, and think the sender is encrypted. There's no number or name, just a bunch of symbols. Hmm. It's 82,050. Really? Certainly. I guess his texts weren't weird as mine. Perhaps I should tell H. Ren what's going on. He should know if he's to protect me. Thanks, Atrin. If I get any more texts, I'll come for you for answers. We should wait to hear what Singh has to say first. I might not be here as you're thinking. That's fair. What do you think Singh is going to say? Not sure, but he's the most qualified to speak. The public is waiting for an official break the silence. He's always good at cheering me up. I definitely need it right now. I can't blame you. Losing family's never easy. But I'll make sure it never happens, alright? You carry on the legacy of your brother. The limo comes to a slow stop. We must be at the convention center. Maybe I'll talk to the crowd, then have all kinds of stories I can share. Inumi gets up and leaves the limo, but is stopped by Atrin. Atrin? I don't freaking know. I have to make sure the coast is clear. Can't have you rushing into danger. Got it. Atron seems like quite the gentleman. He exits the limo and makes sure the coast is clear. I can hear a warming crowd. Once the door opens, there is a lot of people looking for answers. I step out and I'm greeted to the side of the convention center. I guess this was going to be our home base. The design is modern and complex. Looks like we doing stuff in style. Not even a second after exiting the limo, the media is upon us. They're countless in their numbers, as if they're trying to block our entry with script microphones. It's almost like they're demanding answers. It's so lucky, too. Hey, I recognize that reporter from the TV. They're the one who that reported on the deck of Klace. Contest winners, we need to talk. There's a lot of allegations going around today. Allegations? Could this all just be a publicity stunt? Is Clave safe and sound in the convention center? I have no idea what to say. Thankfully, Atron steps in to help. We have nothing to say. Keep walking, Shydo. They can't stop us. Any physical contact is against the law. They'll have to make way for us as we move forward. That is, unless they want to lose their career. He gulps. Perhaps we can talk another time. The reporter steps back, clearly intimidated by Atron. Let's continue, and remember, don't engage. We can't say anything until we know all the facts. And we won't know all the facts until we talk to Singh. Right, the tour manager. I nod and start to follow Atron. As he leads us inside, Kyla still looks like he's in shock, and Enemy waves to the crowd. He must be used to the spotlight. Looking back, I can see that Jade is stuck in the limo. A large crowd basically blocks her from doing anything. I feel bad for her. Not used to all these prying eyes, huh? I nod. And when it hits me, whoever is watching me could be in this crowd. In fact, they could be mere feet away from me. I lock up in fright and inches closer to Adrian. Then there's a vibration in my phone. The crowd was so loud I couldn't hear the notification sound, but sure enough, it was another text from my mysterious stalker. Worried, aren't you? Good. I go. Then my suspicions were correct. They're in the crowd. They must have been close enough to see the change in my demeanor. This is terrifying. I give Atron a little nudge, asking him to move faster. He gets the idea and quickly picks up the pace. As we close the door, the screams of media dissipate. When we get inside, we're greeted with safety, or at least the illusion of safety. I let out a huge sigh of relief, seeing the inside. It was a great away from all that noise, and whoever was following me, the window are dimmed too. I feel like I'd be safe as long as I stayed here. You did a good job out there. Not many people can handle the media like that. Thanks. I should probably talk to Atron about the text, but it'd have to wait until we both in private. Kyla seems to forget what happened, so I can't bring this stuff up around him. I'm kinda jealous though. I wish I could forget about everything as well. Do you mind? Do you two mind waiting here? I'm gonna find out what happened upstairs. Sounds fine with me. Kyla nods as well. I'll be right back. He takes his leave and goes in his own direction. I decide to ask how's he been holding up. He's been really silent. I'm good. I'm just overwhelmed. I mean, what are the odds? We're gonna get involved with the media now too. Not in a good way, like from winning the contest. Feels like everything is working against us. The media is probably gonna dig up our pasts as well. We can kiss our privacy goodbye and throw out the window. I guess he's right. Basically, luck is not on our side. Yeah, this was supposed to be the time of our lives. It was supposed to be luxurious and cater to our every whim. But we had no idea what was about to happen. I tell Kyla we should wait until we hear what Singh has to say. Yeah, that's true. Anything could happen. He turns around and starts to wander the lobby. It's pretty huge. For some reason, it feels familiar, like a place from back home. TVs line up the wall, playing some sort of local news report. Wait, I recognize that guy anywhere. It looks like this report might of interest to me too. Fukumoto here. I've been lucky enough to snag an exclusive interview. This is spontaneous, so excuse the quality. You might recognize our guest as she's been under some scrutiny. After all, she's only been here for a couple weeks. But if we want to hear the full story, it's no better than the present. Everybody, welcome Maxine Armstrong, the CEO of Armstrong Incorporated. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to be here, Fukumoto-san. Wait, it's her. She's special enough to warrant her own report? For those who don't know, Maxine came from... Please, call me Max. Very well. Max is here visiting from the United States, but nobody knows the real reason why. This has been made a lot of people feel uneasy. After all, Armstrong deals in weaponry. Or as someone would say, in war. Our products are a security measure meant to ensure safety. All of our clients undergo mental health evaluations as well. These weapons aren't meant to cause conflict or incite war or contrary. Their installations is actually deterrent. After all, why strike when you are destined to lose? It's the same as nuclear weapons, just on a smaller scale. We offer people of note similar level of protection. Just something to stop attacks from happening in the first place. That is definitely an admirable mission statement. But can these weapons not be misused? That happened before? Absolutely not. We're not in the business of harming innocents. They'll only go off in order to prevent harmful intruders. I see. Seems like you've realized the dreams of your parents just a few decades ago. This would have seemed impossible. Yes, but time changes everything. That it does. Do you have anything to say to our citizens, Max, or anything that might put their minds at ease? Unfortunately, I don't. My purpose here is confidential in nature. But remember, I'm in the business of protection. Not only that, we offer the most advanced products in the world. Perhaps we could even help with these recent murders. My presence here should put everyone's mind at ease. There you have it, folks. Max is here to stop the murders. That's not what I said at all. And that's all the time we have for today. You can rest easy knowing that Armstrong will keep us safe. Fugimoto signing off. I never would have thought that woman was so important. All of a sudden, I'm flattered since she stopped to chat with me. Maybe I can ask more about it next time we meet. Since we're at the same hotel, I'm sure I'd see her again. When I'm lost in thought, I noticed H-Ring approached me. I guess he figured out what's going on. Was it time to meet Sing? Hey, thanks for staying put. Looks like Sing press conference won't start for a while yet. We can just head upstairs and just pass the time. Sounds good to me. H-Ring gives around the Antarium looking impressed. It must cost a lot to rent a place like this. I guess Sing's pockets goes pretty deep. But that makes sense. He hired me, after all. He smirks like a little jerk. Like a little joke. But we're on our way. We stick close to H-Ring. As he guides up the stairs, I feel a lot safer with him by my side. It was a lot quieter up here, which was definitely nice. I finally felt like I was away from all the chaos. Atran pressed his back against the wall and starts scanning the room. Kylo leaves my side and starts doing some exploring as well. Guess at least my own devices. I see some familiar faces, but an equal amount of new ones. Rook is using his tablet, and Inumi pacing around the room. Looks like everybody important to Klace was here. A lot of them look familiar, even I've never met them before. I must have seen them on TV or in videos online. Rook looks up his tablet and walks toward me. Hey Shydo, nice to see you up here. Artrin too. It's a shame the last guy ran off. Ran off? What does he mean by that? Anyway, no beating around the bush. I'm guessing you know what happened last night. I know. He sits in such an emotionless way, too. I guess his connection with Klace was minimal at best. Saw on TV, I guess. That Fukimoto guy jumps on every scoop. Just do your best not to engage him. He'll find to twist your every word. That's true. I did see his his interview with Maxine. He even hinted that Klace's death could have been a publicity stunt. We all saw the body bag. There's no way he could have believed that. Anyway, Singh is preparing to hold a conference. Guess we have some time to waste. Maybe you should get to know the crew. That's probably why you wanted to win, after all. He tilts his head behind him, and I notice someone approaching us. It's a fox with a guitar strapped to his back. Guess Rocker is a fine place to start. He's definitely a knowledgeable individual. Wow! A compliment from Rook? Wow, it must be my birthday. Don't flatter yourself. No need, you're doing a fine job yourself. He bows to Rook as a sign of respect. Then he does the same to me, wearing a wide smile. Sorry, I'm not one for shaking hands, but with respect, it's a pleasure to meet you. Call me Rocker. And give him a bow in return, trying to return the gesture. Oh, watch out. That bow was a little too low. Some like that is reverse for apologize. Make sure your back straight. It's more genuine. I've been doing it wrong all my life. Lesson number one or two, I guess. There's never a bad time to start down the right path. And this is where I take my leave. If I let him continue, he'll ramble for hours. Ruka gives Rocker a low and crooked bow. Almost he's mocking the entire lesson we were given. I'm surprised he didn't scare you away, Shydo. He can be really rude, even if it's unintentional. He thinks he's funny, but it's just offensive. I guess he gets the job done, though. He pulls good numbers. I don't want to be rude, so to bow. So I tried to bow like Rocker instructed. Wow, he gets on fast. I think we'll get along just fine. Looks like you have some time to waste before the speech, too. If you want to hang out, well, you know what I look like. You'll find me in the corner, hanging out with Shock. They were inseparable, and I like to prove them right. He smiles and takes his leave. Wait, Shock? Shock and Rocker? They were the guitarists for Klace. They were legends in the industry. Suddenly, I'm starstruck. I love to spend time hanging out with the two of them, but with everything, I should talk to Atrin. With the conference starting soon, I definitely won't have time to talk to everyone. I'm gonna spend time with Archerin. I decided it would be best to visit Archerin after all. He's tasked with my protection. Perhaps I should talk about those texts too. As I approach him, I just hope that I'm not interrupting anything important. Hey, something on your mind? I'm going with this option. Just wanted to spend time alone with you. I see. Fuck. I'm kidding. Don't get the wrong idea, alright? I'm just here to protect you, nothing more. He looks around the room over and over. Looks like keeping watch is more important than eye contact. Everyone in the room must have known Klace. I'm in the dark though. I just know he was a singer. Pop was never really my style. Music can break focus, and that's not good in my line of work. He must have been a pretty devoted fan though. I mean, the fact you standing here is proof of that. More than a fan. Wait, I know. I just wish it worked for better circumstances. You're telling me this whole tour was in disarray now. He sighs like the anxiety room getting to him. You're also a bit of a disadvantage here. Disadvantage? How? Well, I know a lot about you. I came from Sing, but you know next to nothing about me. That was true. Seeing how we waste time to waste, do you want to chat? I'm an open book. Well, semi-open. Let's play it by ear. Yeah, seems like we did have some time to waste. What should I talk about? What brings you here? I decided to ask him the story of how he got here. A post that's pretty impressive, protecting world tour. Well, I guess I can tell you, but it's pretty much something Singh wanted to keep low-key, especially when it comes to some amount of shame. Shame? My agency is in the business of safety. I'm higher up there, so usually protect people of note. I called late last night and rushed flight to Tokyo. Jade picked me up at the airport just a few hours ago, right before we grounded you from the hotel, actually. I asked him to elaborate on the shame part. Oh, right, sorry. There was a guard here before me, but after Klace got deaf, he fled. That's suspicious. Where's the last guy? They needed me. People in my agency are known for having flawless records. Some common sense dictated that I'd be an ample replacement. I'm here for the long haul, don't worry. If I just ran away, my reputation would be ruined. Yeah, I can understand why. Jade told me something else though. The last guard left behind a letter. Something about him being sorry. That's why he fled. He couldn't prevent Klace's death in this line of work. A death on your record kills your career. But as I said, my record is flawless, so they probably should have hired me in the first place. Who knows, maybe I could have prevented all of this. Maybe. Oh, okay, I can. I've been getting weird text. It's the most present issue at hand. I take out my phone and start explaining what's going on. Someone's watching you? How long has it been the first text? I tell him it was in the hotel before we drove here. So after Klace's death then, definitely some cause for concern. In the center is just some random symbols and numbers. It seems they're trying to hide their identity from you. But there's one thing, they're lying to you. Huh? They said they're watching you, but both of the hotel and outside the convention center, they've been following in a vehicle, but I kept watch the whole way here. You weren't followed. I hand him my phone and he glanced at the text. They mentioned the universe. This has to be some sort of prank, poorly timed, but still a prank. I can't tell him that he's wrong. He never believed me. We know one thing for certain. Your personal information has been leaked. That's how they've been able to pull this off. Again, definitely cause of concern, but don't worry. I'm here to protect you. Thank you. He's right. I barely know anything about him. Has to elaborate. Let's see. Most people in my line of business have sob stories, personal calling that compels to protect others. Some poetic justice, if you will, but I'm a completely exact opposite. It's pretty dull. I've always been pretty good at this stuff. Gone to a fair share of college balls too. Actually saw a fight and wanted to hire me. My first gig was an actual bodyguard at a local bar. Soon, that became 2 bars, and 3, it was larger events, conferences, and concerts. Humble beginnings, that's basically my story. If you work hard at something, you're bound to get noticed. An agency found me after that, and I worked my way up. Now here I am against the Midnight Killer. This might be the highest profile job of my entire career. Let's just hope I can keep up my perfect record. I hope that's good enough answers. Remarkably detailed, world-renowned security guard, isn't he? Be right back. Alright, anyway. Not much to ask then, actually. Yeah, I guess that's enough chit chat for now. I feel like Sing should probably be ready soon. I have way too many questions for him. The media does too. And they starting to make up answers. That's a tough part of show business. Tabloid journalism, like that one guy outside. I can't really do my job unless I know the truth, so I feel there's a roadblock in the way right now. He looks at me in the eye. Like sense to you, Shydo. I can't help you unless you're transparent. Secrets backfire and do more harm than good. I know. You can't tell that I'm holding stuff back for him. On that note, I do have one final question for you, Group. I seen a news report earlier about Maxine Armstrong. She's here in Tokyo, but that really bothers you. Well, I guess you saw it too. Armstrong Corrupt Incorporated is very unethical in my opinion. They compete directly with agencies like mine. Think about it this way, Shido. Will you have me here or a weapon? Seems pretty obvious when I put it like that, doesn't it? Maxine would rather have bombs and share chemicals to keep us safe. What if someone can hack the tech? I'm sure you can see the danger as such a view. At least I hope you can. What do you think, Shido? That's a good question. I'm sure it's regulated, high tech. Throw it and allow Armstrong to produce stuff that's easily manipulated. But there's times when the machine can't make the right decisions. Sometimes it's not possible to replace the mind of a person. I prefer the real thing over some lifeless tech. That's what I'm picking. But I think I go for that too. Because I don't want it. Because stuff can happen to the tech. Glad to see you have my back. After all, this is easier than when we work in sync. Machine can never replace the careful thought required to keep us safe and be cold, calculated, and kill even when it's easy to avoid. After all, a weapon can't engage in diplomacy. He shrugs in a way that tells me conversation was over. A second later, he's back to scanning the room, left to right, left to right. Conference must be starting soon. I can feel it. Unfortunately, there isn't enough time to hang out with anybody else. I walk back to the center of the room and look around once more. Everyone looks anxious and restless. I definitely can't blame them, but with the present press conference happening soon, we get some answers. Especially what will happen to me and Kyla. The large double doors at the end of the hall burst open. Someone walks out and engaged glances with everyone. It must be Singh and the entrance to the conference room. Thank you all for coming here today. Your support during this time means a lot to me. He bows to us much like Walker. In a few minutes, we will open the door to press. Since you're all special, feel free to enter right now. I'd like to appear on stage. We must be united during this crisis. After all, we've endured a tragedy. We need to show our strength and have peers for through grief. Everyone exchanged glances and nods. With that said, come take your seats, and we will begin as soon as the room fills up. With another bow, he enters the conference room. A moment later, we all start to follow him inside. There's an aura of uncertainty in the air. We have no idea what the conference had in store for us. Well, it wasn't just us, the entire world will be watching. In the name of the truth and answers. The morning after the tavern incident. I'm sorry, this is a lot to take in. Would you mind starting from the beginning? You're not the only one who's taken aback. These events shocked me as lord. Well, my lord. I must apologize for keeping my agenda secret. You never would have endorsed my actions if you knew, even if they were for the greater good. Exactly. I had to take things into my own hands. I'm starting to have trouble believing you, though. Andy and Conrad were my trusted allies. The suggestion that they betray me, I almost feel like laughing. And yet, here we are. It's far more than a suggestion, my lord. Hmm. I saw them at the tavern last night. Andy and Conrad had a stranger in tow. But not just any stranger. It was an off-worlder, I guarantee it. Then they should be bringing them to me. Yes, hence their betrayal. They are bringing the off-worlder to Vela. This directly violates your truce. Oh. Yes, we did have an arrangement. All of it should go through me. It's much easier to track. Is there a chance that you misunderstood things? Perhaps they were using Bella as a cover story. Impossible. They filed the paperwork. This off-worlder is now a resident of Terra. Their size. And I guess I have no choice but to believe you. But why Bella have need of an off-worlder? It's unlike anything I experience. This person must be important, Riley. I am unsure, my lord, but that's irrelevant. I cannot excuse this betrayal. You're right. Thanks for bringing this to my attention. But now, who could this person be? They can make my allies turn on me, just like that. There must be more here than meets the eye. Again, I'm unsure, but you can ask them yourself. Hmm? I did what you would have wanted. I took action after seeing this betrayal. Riley, what did you do? It was unfortunate, but it happened. I paid them a visit, and they ended up attacking me. One thing led to another, and they ended up passing out. An opportunity presented itself to me, so I seized it. They're in our prison right now, along with all the others. What? Riley, how could it be so foolish? Do you realize what you've done? You've adopted a legal resident of Terra, and and top it off, they wanted by Vela. We will be under far more scrutiny now. Our entire operation is in jeopardy. My lord. But keep coming to me with these revelations. But now we'll have two assassins after us, under the guise of a royal mission too. Forgive me, it was lapse of judgment. I can't believe you do this, Riley. You're lucky I trust you because it's almost like you wanted me to get caught. When we all file in the conference room one by one, it seems like everyone carried their sense of anxiety with them. When we reach the stage area, we all take a seat. There's enough for everyone. I stare onward at the empty rooms before us. Soon it will be filled with seekers of the truth, fans, press, and everyone in between. but they shared a common goal: enlightenment. I sat far right with Kyla to my left. I look to my left and see that everybody's here. Well, except for Jade. I guess she's doing PR stuff. Sure enough, as soon as the door opens, the press starts flooding in, just like I would have expected. Jade is coming among them. After everyone giving enough time to enter, Singh stands up and grabs his mic. It looked like everyone seated had in front of them. Hopefully, I didn't have to talk. I'd like to thank all of you for coming. I know it's early, but we couldn't wait any longer. The more we waited, the more people filled in the blanks. I've decided that everyone deserves to know the truth immediately. The truth is that something has hurt us profoundly. We carry it with us right now, as we likely will forever. He rubs his eyes, clearly fatigued. That's why there will be no photography today. However, you are more than welcome to take notes on everything. If those terms are acceptable, I will now begin. He gulps as everyone in the audience nods. I relate this news with a heavy heart. Last night, the of our idol was taken. Klace, a victim of these midnight deaths. The audience starts mumbling to themselves as they take notes. The cause of death has confirmed the relation. A serial killer has targeted the heart of our tour. Many suspected suicide or even a publicity stunt. I am here to confirm that neither are true. I know we were under scrutiny upon arrival. There were those who struggled. The serial killer was one of us. I would have expected that a death among us would be our absolvement, but I hope you can see we are no exceptions to the agenda of this killer. With that said, I will open for questions. However, please consider it of our grief. I have a question, Singh. Of course. You say that Klace is a victim of the midnight deaths. Does that mean he died from asphyxiation? I think under my mysterious circumstances. Yes, it does. How exactly is that mysterious? ASP whatever is quite a clear cause of death. Well, I know that the police are being hasty. They're ruling these as suicides despite the mysteries. And while the marking on the body are clear, there is no evidence. Someone else must have been involved and cleaned the crime scene. I see. Thank you for your time. Either the crimes was tampered with or the body was moved. Either outcome makes us certain that these are murders, nothing else. And the world deserves to know the truth. These murders have stolen friends, families, and lovers. We must know who is responsible. I assure you, before our tour departs, we will figure it out. Whoever has done this will be held accountable. Quite simply, they mess with the wrong people. He smirks almost like he's proud of what he's saying. Since I mentioned our tour. I'm sure you're curious. We decided that it will continue despite this tragedy. The audience is clearly surprised at hearing this. I am as well. We will, we will do what Klace would have wanted. That's why Daz will take his place. Wait, his? That's why Daz will take his place and headline the tour. Okay, I think Daz might be trans. If they are, then oops. But that's fine. Oh, I don't know. If they are, then okay. He motions towards a woman with long yellow hair. Uh, or a typo, whatever. She has graciously agreed to take him on this burden. I cannot thank her enough, since this is a material undertaking. Or I probably read it wrong. We will repurpose the tour has into a memorial. Those affected, Shock and Rocker, will remain and help us play this out. As a family, we will be honor the fallen. He looks down as if offering a moment of silence before continuing. I will open for more questions one more time. After that, I will end this conference. Fukumoto rises once again. One last question, Sing, but I ask as a friend. Hmm? Are you worried for the safety of Daz, or if that mattered the Lucky too? What if the killer continues? Actually, I'm not worried. In fact, I have one last announcement. And I have permission to reveal this information, so please don't think I'm leaking any intel. Fukumoto nods and takes his seat. I'm sorry for withholding this information for so long. Not even those involved with the tour know about it. You can see Archrin shifts uncomfortable in his seat. He must be a little annoying he didn't know everything. I will keep all key personnel in this building. They won't be allowed to leave, but it's for their safety. Oh my goodness. He's locking us up. And this reason involves Armstrong Incorporated. Wait, we can't leave. Oh my goodness. I know Maxine's arrival in Tokyo piqued your curiosity, but today I will tell you the truth about everything. When she came here, she gave me an offer. She wanted to give protection to me and my organization. Actually, that was the sole reason she flew here. She offered us the best of her services, and I decided to accept. Her weapons line the hall of this building. However, they are being used as deterrent. If anybody were to strike, we have the means to defend ourselves. So if the Midnight Killer attacks, we will be able to take them out, reveal their identity to the world. The audience seems shocked for a good reason. Even those on stage are confused about what's going on. We couldn't protect Klace, but we will protect everybody else. Truth be told, I took my eyes off of him that night. It fills me with shame. I take responsibility for his death. I feel guilty for keeping him on a tight leash and losing it to his death. I should have stuck my gut feeling. That is why we will all stay inside, protected by Armstrong for all of our sakes. I cannot make the same mistake again. Apologies for getting off track there. It was in the name of answering your question. Further harm will be quite impossible to inflict. I will trust both the guard I hired and Armstrong Incorporated. As soon as saying says Armstrong, Hrin, I keep saying his name wrong and I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but whatever. Obviously, he's fuming. and it seems he can't contain his anger. Sing! Are you stupid? What? Sing is clearly surprised at this interjection. Trent, explain yourself at once. Think about what you're saying. You want to keep everybody safe with weapons? You've put targets on all of us. Those weapons could easily hacked. Artrin. They aren't as foolproof as you think. You brought me here to protect you, and you did this? Think for a moment, Sing. This building is full of people important to Klace. If the killer is smart as they seem, they can take control of... Silence. No, Artrin's right. I keep saying Artrin when he has no A-R. I mean, R like around the beginning of the name. You're not listening to me. He looks forward and pushes Sing against the wall. Throughout the whole ordeal, Sing remains calm and collected. Do you want to know what's really going on here? Huh? I saw your psych evaluation as saving hatred for Maxine Armstrong. That's what this is about, isn't it? Watch yourself, Sing. That's your job, Artrin. Atrin. I'm gonna try and say Atrin. You're only compromising your integrity by doing this. Compromising, you say? You're the one compromising everything. You just told the whole world how to kill us all. Hack some weapons, set them off. We need to get out of here immediately. Think about this, Archrin. Those weapons can't go off without codes. Only myself and Maxine herself knows them. You and I will only use them if we are in grave danger. You're foolish if you think I didn't put thought into this. Let me go, Atrin, and return to your seat. These weapons are last resort in case your exploits falls through. Is it starting to? Go on, show everybody here. Atrin growls at the challenge and let's go Sing. That really was a checkmate. Atrin didn't have a choice. Sing dust off his coat as if altercation made him dirty. I assure you, Atrin, we're all safe. Whatever about, it's nearly impossible. What did Armstrong taken from you anyway? Why do you hate her enough to do this? They stare into each other's eyes in intense silence. Atrin sighs and turns to face the audience. I am deeply sorry for my behavior just now. Tensions are high and I let it get the better of me. Seconds later, he takes a seat. I'm sorry for that as well, everybody. I'm sure you can imagine the kind of stress we are under. I hope I can understand what I'm saying. Please refrain from reporting that incident. The audience nod, though I'm not sure if it's genuine. But feel free to report everything else, especially the involvement of Maxine Armstrong. She's here to protect, not to cause harm. we are working together to put a stop to all of this. She too wishes the survival of everybody here. In fact, I wager that it's safer in here, even out there. So please try not to flip this new into something sinister. He growls. Thank you all for coming. Seconds later, everybody starts to file out of the room. I'm really conflicted, and I'm not sure how I should feel. Am I a prisoner here now? I guess that's a harsh word. But we're surrounded by weapons. That terrifies me. Even this they would be as deterrent. Nobody would attack if they know they're set up for failure. I take a deep breath and try to relax. By the time I'm calm, the room is nearly empty. The few that remain are those involved with the tour. I guess only major players would force to stay inside. Hopefully the press spins in a good fashion once they get back and write their reports. After a few moments, Singh turns to face me. This is the first time he addresses me directly. Well, he's addressing Kyla as well, I guess, but it seems like he's lost and fought once more. Well, that was an eventful conference. Never a shortage of quality entertainment around here. He smiles, seeming a lot more calm. I'm sorry we had meet under these circumstances. That's all I can really say. So you're the leader then? The one in charge of all of this? I guess you could say that. It's a team effort at the end of the day. That's why I have people like Rook and Jane. Then I have to ask, why lock us up? Do you think that's really a good idea? I thought it was, at first, but now I feel like it's not that simple, especially with Artrin walking around. Are you gonna get rid of him? No, of course not. He comes with universal acclaim. I couldn't think of a better candidate. So it doesn't really matter if we disagree on things. He'll get the job done regardless of our differences. I'd love to talk to you in private. Would you mind stopping by my office? The less prying eyes, the better. I'm sure you have a lot of questions after all. Yeah, like, Kyla, not here, but I'll happily answer in my office. Just look for room 2A. It's back out there. We both nod, happy at the promise of answers. I feel like he'd help to put our concerns to rest. Gives me a smile and bow before leaving the room. Well, I know where we're going. I still have some stuff to think about though. Want to meet me at 2A whenever you're ready? Sure thing, Kyla. He exits the room following scene. Everyone else must have left while we're talking. The once booming conference is now completely empty. I wonder what's bothering Kyla so much. He hasn't acted the same since we woke up this morning. Even when it comes to him, I feel like I'm missing a lot of information. Shake my head and step down from the stage. When I take a final step, I see someone at the entrance, a familiar face. I give them a wave and welcome them over. Oh, hi. What eclair? Oh, I hope you didn't see me. She gulps before approaching me. Hey, Shydo? Her shoulders are slouched down, and her posture is poor. It's almost like she's in an odd combination of scared and sad. This must have to do with Rook. What brings you here, Claire? Well, I heard about what happened as soon as I saw on TV. I rushed over here. That explains why she's still holding her stuff. Well, that answers my question, because I was wondering, like, is she still carrying the stuff? Even though she has one, well, the entire game has one sprite, but still. Yeah. I wasn't here for the press conference though. It was Rook. I wanted to see how he's holding up. Wow, I sound like a bad person. Someone died and not even offering sympathy. You're not a bad person, Claire. Trust me. Thanks, Shydo. It means a lot. Hate to make you comfort me once again, though. Sorry for putting you on the spot, too. There's been a lot going through my mind right now. Sometimes another person can really help you out. I wish Rook was like that. He's always so independent. But independence comes at the cost of bonds and even love. We're meant to reply to one another during this time of strife. True, but not so much that has become a burden. There's nothing wrong with handling your emotions by yourself. For my friends, I carry any burden, but I guess I own a maid cafe, so serving is in my nature. Perhaps that means I've lost sight of myself as well, just like Rook did, but in another way. I would have told you more yesterday, but I wasn't feeling too good. I'm sorry for that. I hope I can make it up to you. Part of me thought that things would be better if I talked to Rook. It's been years, and I think I might be time to bridge that gap. I just miss him though. Maybe he went talking to Sing or Jane. Sucks to see someone doing so well without you, especially when they meant everything. My partnership with Rook was so life the time of my life. I hate looking back, realizing what I've lost. But maybe it's for the best that he's not here. Part of me thinks I was just acting for selfish reasons. After all, he's moved on, right? Why would he need a blast from the past? If he wanted to see me, he would have come into the cafe. Maybe I'm just being foolish. What do you think? Do you think I could fix that broken bridge, or should I move off my life too? So conflicted here. Shydo would say, if I were Shydo, I would say it's possible to fix any relationship. Talk to him. I'm glad you think so. Now I feel a bit better about myself. Everything was so cloudy. My head is still a mess. But you gave me hope in my books. That's the best gift in the world. Thanks for the chat. I guess I better get going. I'm sure you have more important stuff to do, right? Contests to win and stuff like that. She smiles softly. See you around, Lucky. She walks away, but her body language is different. All I can really do is hope that I gave her the right advice, no matter what I believe. Everyone's circumstances were unique. Hopefully, we'll be able to go back to her cafe and get the real experience. I know that's something Kyla would definitely appreciate too. A lot has happened over the last couple of hours. Life and this business move fast. And that's an understatement. I hope we can keep up with it all. Looks like my next step was to Sing's office. I guess whatever happened to me and Kyla was going to remain low key. Part of me hopes that we can stay and go on tour with Daz instead. I go through with the contest after all. I'd hate to have the prize striped away from me just like that. At least I get to hang out with everyone in the meantime. If we had to stay in this building, at least it's only where I feel safe. The only people who could set off those weapons were Max and Sing. Both were in business of our protection, so it makes me feel at ease. However, that ease is extremely short-lived. The notification sound on my phone echoes through the empty hall, and I start to read the text. I realize that nothing will be the same. One of your friends will die today. It will be your fault. You are not the only one blessed with the powers from the Ark. Things will be more fun from now on. Good luck. Uh-oh. Stages of Grief, Chapter 4. before your arrival in Tokyo and before the contest began. So, if I may really relate, I don't know. I've recently engaged in bargain to gain domain not only over Earth but its people too, and the flow of time therein. Am I wrong to assume that you like this power? I mean, in your line of work, it would be essential. Yeah. But after is contained in this, it's such a fragile looking necklace. Fragile? The gears of fate are anything but. They spin in spite of defiance. So what? I can control time? In no way. What has happened cannot be changed. But you can't stop and slow it down. Like a river, it can flow or be that gear that treats time as such. Let's say I believe you. To be honest, I'm inclined to. I mean, look where I'm standing. I think all the people I could save, those struggling or those in danger, you must want something in return. You would you wouldn't just hand out this power, no one would. I'm glad you're as smart as they say. The truth is I grow tired of this place. The arc is fun for a time, but my ambitions have grown larger. I seek a worthy successor, someone rule in my stead. However, there's someone is more to control than just time. The power of the arc runs deeper. So this is just a taste to whet my appetite? You could say that, yeah. The dweller of the ark is more essentially immortal. It holds the power over life and death. Power over life and death? You mean you can bring back the dead? Or kill whoever I desire? Something I find myself doing more and more. But you said you couldn't turn back time. Bringing back the dead is doing it the past. It's hard to put into words, but time and life are different entities. If you become my successor, you understand right away. If so, there's a chance might not be. And here I thought you were making me an offer. Not so easily. It's a bit gamble. There's a few contestants actually. Along with a goal, an objective, I can't just give the arc away. That is, not unless I found the most worthy ruler. It is your goal to prove that worth, and there it will be others who oppose you. Very well, let's talk terms. Rayo lets out a sinister smirk. Then my terms are simple. Pay very close attention. Back in the present, how are you holding up? Thirsty? Hungry? Either. Just lonely. With me right beside you, I think I might be offended. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. You're good company, Kaylin. I'm just missing a lot of people. And that is wet and dark. What is good? Humidity helps. You don't want to dry out in a cell. Trust me, it's an awful experience. And I know you say you're not hungry, but you gotta eat. I've seen you discard what they gave us. Can't starve yourself. Here, you can have some of my bread. Not a chance. That's yours. Not really. I don't need much food to starve. At least, I've lived to learn on less than normal. You need to eat, Kabu. I can tell this is abnormal situation to you. It seems the opposite for you, Kaylin. Spending a lot of time in prison. More than I like to admit, but being in prison isn't all that bad. Excuse me? can be fun, find a way to break out and restore life, so that means one thing. They want us alive. If they didn't, we'd be dead by now. Okay, you could only you could find that reassuring. I can stay. I share the same sentiment. Player would never keep someone alive unless they were important. So for now, just think of it as like free food and shelter. With a side of torture, you mean? Your pain of optimism could inspire generations. It's just who I am. And every time they take me out for torture, I can map out the estate. I'll have it down all down soon. That's when you plan our escape. Torture is nothing to me. I've been through a lot worse. So don't worry about getting taken. I'll volunteer in your place. I have letters sent out anyway. Trust me, I've got it under control. But I know this estate in the back of my hand. I can't let you suffer to gain knowledge. I really have. Of course you can. That's what friends are for. Friends? Yeah, let me help you out, Kabu. That's right, I'll give you my bread to keep you safe. I don't know how to repay you for this. Well, you could tell me about yourself. If you're friends, I should get to know you. Suppose that's a fair exchange. Always think of things as trade. Player has rubbing off on you, hasn't he? I suppose so. Would you tell me about yourself in return? I'd rather not. Bread and care will have to suffice. But please tell me. I wouldn't ask unless I really cared. Kaylin smiles softly. Well, it's just like I said at the rally. I don't remember much, but I'm not from Terra. The first place I can remember is Claire's face. Must not be a pleasant first memory. That's where you're wrong. I look back at the memory so fondly. If it weren't for Claire, I'd be dead. Back then he was different. He treated me as if I were born of this world, like his son, his own flesh and blood. But everything changed so fast. Politics turned him into a different man. He could in the pursuit of power. All that matters, it was growing his following and lost his true self. But I suppose this choleric damage, it's hard to stick to your view when everyone else opposes them. And see, he started to telling people what they wanted to hear. He's no longer speaking in his own desires. Over time, his power and influence grew, so it must have been a sense for him to keep up the act. Until it was no longer an act. Exactly. I guess he gave in the pursuit. That's when I started to feel neglected. He rarely spoke to me. It must have been hard. Is that why he chose you to speak up? No, that's a different matter entirely. A lot changed when Liney entered the picture. He was meant to be Player's closest advisor. But it was more like he owned Player. Suddenly Riley was the one in charge. He made my father do horrible things. What do you mean? This isn't the only cell down there. There are others filled with those not from Terra. I thought Player would love to love. I thought Player would love them like he loved me, but instead he keeping them here to starve. How's he getting so many off-worlders? I heard something about two men with connections. Somehow they offer Player a steady supply almost every day. The details aren't clear, but they are arrangement. I guess Player thinks Terra will be better if they aren't part of society. And I'm not part of that society. Habu. I heard him talking with Riley too. He wanted more to make more prisons if he's elected. The way he can keep off-worlders from society until he achieves his ultimate goal, surveillance. Yeah, I know that much. Maybe removing us from the galactic community. But the risks should be clear. We know what happened when Bella tried it. Every man who's mad with power think they can achieve the impossible. Great, we're all gonna die. Unless we can find a way to stop this. How? While Riley is behind all the horrible acts, his hand remains clean while Claire are stained with blood. The people can't support him that much longer. Exactly, that's why Riley is hoping for. He's setting up Claire so he can take the reins. If Riley was behind all this, then why did you frame Claire? At the rally, you went in on him pretty hard. I wanted Riley to think he was winning, that the only way he can let his guard down. I got his form in Assassin Indy. He's the one who helped me forge that manifest. Wow, I'm impressed. What's the next step then? Claire will seek to clear his name. Now that people are talking, hopefully he can realize the truth. He digs deep. No one will believe him if they said Riley was bad to Claire. That's every man who helped him achieve everything. It's something he needs to realize himself. Yes. I fear that Riley may seek to kill Claire, so there's a chance that Claire may come to fear for his safety. That's when he'll turn to you. When he seeks protection, he'll come speak to us. You'll use his services to barter for our freedom. You thought all of this through? I did, sorry. It's a little complicated, but if we protect Claire, we can use him. His testimonies can help us expose Riley. Both men will help us validate, and then with their whole campaign, it'll secure the election for Bella and maintain peace. I'm getting more impressed. I gotta say, I misjudged you. Most do. It makes it easier. I can avoid suspicion without barely any effort. Spoken like a true missionary. After this, I think the gold life would suit you. At least, that's how I approach my life. Be head of the enemy at all times. It's the first thing I learned. I guess I wasn't lucky enough to learn it. All of it came to me by instinct. Sounds lucky to me. So what do we do? Just wait? All we can do, we will need to wait for him to put the pieces together. Sooner or later, he'll be asking us for help. I believe the next scene is Conrad and Indy. Yeah. Meanwhile, we screwed up everything, don't we? Can't even take a nap without everything going up in flames. How did this how do you think the king will take this when how you think the king will take this? We let the savior slip under our silence. I'm well aware of our situation, Conrad. We have to figure out what happened. The savior couldn't have gone too far. Let's get to the bottom of this fast. Alright, I'm sorry. Maybe they just left. I mean, we've had no, we have, maybe they just left. I mean, we haven't had them in shackles. They had the freedom to do what they wanted. We need to explain, but we need, but Weenie explained things so well. I was certain we had their allegiance. Look around for clues. There's more here, I know it. Oh, we're detectives now? I must have slipped through that meeting. Conrad, enough. Sorry for yelling. Will you please help me look around? Look for any foul play and figure out what to do next. Yeah, I'm on it. Now keep my mouth shut. I've known you get upset like this. Snark is a second nature to me. No, I understand. Thanks. You're starting to look over there. I'll look over half of this room. Much appreciated. Like I said, they can't have gone far. The faster we find a lead, the better. They spend a few moments scouting the room. After a moment's pass, Andy makes a discovery. Conrad, yeah? Found something. Come here. What is it? Piece of torn clothing and blood. Wait, the Savior's blood? I don't know, but this cloth, I'd recognize it anywhere. Blair was hair. That's impossible. We're on good terms with him. Andy holds up a piece of fabric. The blood has since dried. Well, who else would wear this? There's no other explanation. It's right off his wardrobe. That's purely conjecture. It's a tiny piece of fabric. Let's look around a bit more before making up our minds. Xavier knew about Lord Blair. There's no way they'd leave willingly, but I don't see any signs of struggle, so it doesn't make sense. Blood drawn and torn clothing, that doesn't sound like a struggle to you? That doesn't that kind of stuff doesn't happen without a fight or splatter. Look around. Everything is in pristine condition. We're falling into a trap, being tricked into this way. Framing player might be what the assailant wants, indeed. We were just next door too. We would have heard a fight. Think of it like a logically without making assumptions. I'm not assuming anything, Conrad. The evidence is right before me. Can't just ignore blatant truth. Claire must have abducted the Savior. We need to pay him a visit, and now. Just promise me we won't act irrationally. Let's play cool, see if he acts when he arrives. If he tries something funny, then we act. But right now, I'm willing to bet the clothing was planted somewhere wants us to believe that player abducted the Savior. Very well. Indeed places his hand on Conrad's shoulder. But if he's holding the Savior or gives off the slightest suspicion, remember, we're talking about the person who could save Terra. If Blair gets in our way, I will show no mercy. Meet elsewhere. I'm sure you can see how important this is to me. Normally I don't extremes, but Kaylin's in danger. You always did have a soft spot for him. It's rare to see you like this, but I understand. What do you want me to do exactly? I need a good reason to help out the competition. You wouldn't help out the competition, but you might help out a friend. Oh, we're friends now? When you need help? Samantha, it's Sam. I know we haven't seen eye to eye, Sam, but this time I really need your help. You had your chance to recruit me, but you chose Kaylin instead. Must be hating yourself for that one. You chose me. You wouldn't be in predicament right now. The irony almost bordering on comedy. Is that why you're here, just to mock me? Well, I need to check on things. My boss is always eager for more information. Who is your boss these days? Sorry, lips are sealed. But you're asking me to sway allegiance. You'll pay a lot to make that happen. But be warned, I might use this chance to spy. So don't think I'm yours for good. I might sell you out in the end. I was expecting to pay for this. I'll make it worth your while. Enough that you won't turn. Alright, I'm listening. Tell me the full story. I don't want any surprises. Well, Kaylin is being held prisoner in Player's Manor. Are you serious? The security on that estate is overwhelming. That's why you're here. I'll require a bonus then. Fine. But it's just a rescue mission. Nothing out of the ordinary, I promise. Though, if you come across any other prisoners, you should free them too. Bonus. And if you learn any important information about Player or Vela, bonus. Damn. Also, you may be subject to a few more bonuses, especially if the mission parameters change on the fly. Do you agree? Yes, but I'm coming with you. Like how you are, I work alone. No, you work with me now. No thanks, we tried that once before. You said I was too reckless. I think it was. Ended up choosing that pretty boy over me. This isn't an entrance exam, Sam. Lives are on the line. That wasn't a paid gig either. The comparison isn't fair. I will set the mission parameters and you will change me accordingly. If coming with you means you change more, then so be it. Fine, but I doubt you could afford me, especially not when you meet in a cellar like this. Headquarters under a tavern, that's rich. Actually, the tavern was built over my HQ. These tunnels are deep with a lot of secrets. Remember, Vela funded this place. His treasury might be as well. Will be limitless. I'm aware. So what do you think, Sam? Can we put aside things and work together? It depends. Let's talk numbers. Meanwhile, I knew it. I knew what to do. I'm so conflicted, Dusk. I can't understand, given the situation. I feared my allies are turning against me, while I only wish to help. You've done a fine job helping, my lord. You have allegiance to the end. I appreciate that, I truly do. But the others don't appreciate my secrecy. You haven't been transparent. Out of necessity, though. But it doesn't stop them from using their imagination. They keep filling the end cracks with heresy rather than my own actions. It's their thoughts that villainize me. We can't stop people from thinking worst case scenarios. A lot of them live their lives just trying to survive. We should work on your public relations. I don't think any amount of public relations could fix what's coming. It's worth trying. Tell me, Dusk. If you could do something truly amazing, would you? Of course, with no hesitation. And if the world hated you for it, would it truly be amazing then? Not everyone's capable of the good right away. Like now, Their own minds looked for the worst of things. I'm not sure, my lord. See, I can sense a hesitation, but I feel the same way, especially now that the time is here. Don't let your resolve falter. That's what I'd say, especially not based on the thoughts of others. We know it all too well by now. There's always those who oppose you. That's all the advice I have. It's not bad advice. I'm glad I sought your counsel. You must think of me foolish, though, the mortal king doubting his actions, knowing how to feel or what to do in the face of eternity. That's what the people call you. Don't become paracate or whatever of true self, my lord. We can't afford yourself to lose who you are. You are wise beyond your years. Bella sighs. Yes, they have been many. I fear this may be my last. Uh-oh. At much earlier time. You want me to do what? I'm sorry, but I misheard you. I'm afraid you didn't, Miss Armstrong. But you know who I am. I'm in the business of protecting others. You can expect me to consider this. You say in your business of protecting others, I say your business is of understanding death. Think of it this way, Max. You know what the Ark is capable of now. You could bring an end to death as a whole. End of death? Nobody would have to lose a loved one ever again. And that's why your company is dedicated to, isn't it? Protecting others, saving them from death. But you're asking me to kill. Think about the pain of the people you've lost. Wouldn't you like to ensure that never happens again? There must be another way. Afraid there isn't. You've been running from death far too long. It's time to embrace it. Live it. I don't know. The ruler of the Ark must not fear death. You cannot hesitate to the face of it. You need to confront it head on, Max. It's time you master concept of life. Oh, let's try a design. I don't know what to say. At the end of death, that's what I wanted, but the cost of more death, staining my hands. Not exactly, Max. Remember the next I've given you. Accidents can happen. Your hands would remain clean. Besides, don't act all victorious here. I know what you've done in the past. How does he know that? Just who is this guy? Let me think about it, please. Of course, it's not an easy decision to make. By all means, take your time. Let's see here. Max think to herself for quite a long time. Wait, that's it. I can kill them, win the Ark, then bring them back. The dead would rise, like nothing would ever happen. You're a genius, Max. You can play him. Do what he wants, take his place, then undo it all. Alright, I'm in. Give me the specifics. Of course. He smirks. The world the world tour of a pop star is about to launch in Tokyo. I suggest you get your private jet ready, Max. You'll be needed there right away. I stare at my phone for a small eternity. I can't process what I was seeing. Someone else had powers from the Ark. I knew he was keeping information from me. It was so obvious. My first instinct was to show text to Adrian, but that revealing my powers to him, even if he believed me, was there anything I can show this to? Ugh. Why put in someone on my side have these powers. Since I got back from Terra, things have not been going my way. I only long for yesterday when the major issues were the maid cafe and NDAs. Especially knowing that there are weapons in this building. I know they're here to protect us, but still, you can't. Even if I can't show Adrian these texts, I want to be by his side. He's here to protect us, so there's a better place to be, right? Oh wait, he wanted to see me. That's right. Perhaps he could put my mind at ease because I feel like a prisoner right now. Feeling a prisoner wasn't in the contest terms. I take a deep breath, start to leave the room. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a box on the floor. A small red blinks at me. That definitely wasn't there before the conference, but I know what it is. That's one of the weapons. I walk faster, feeling the need to get out of the room. With that as my only goal, I achieve it quite quickly. It's nice to see a familiar room. Yeah, it feels a little different. For a guy, I sense grief and apprehension, but now pure anxiety. I'm sure that the press was gone the second the conference was over. I mean, why would they stay behind a weaponized building? For now, I was certain that just the core crew remained. That means the one good thing, no strangers. Knowing I'll see familiar faces seems to calm me down a bit. That that was certainly welcome in the face of what I was feeling before. I scanned the room to find what I find. It was practically empty, save for Atrin, who was standing in front of Saint's room, makes eye contact with me almost instantly, just as intimidating as ever. Just who I want, just who I was waiting to see. Got a meeting with the man himself, hmm? He strikes a thinking pose. Would you be able to chat with me first? Something's been on my mind for a while. Can't get your mind off me, huh? Don't be foolish. It's about the press conference. What about the conference? Regarding about my outburst. Did I go too far? I feel like seeing belittle me on the stage, but I had a valid concern, didn't I? It's not exactly smart to line this building with weapons, especially ones with people who could end using against us. And it was wrong from him to suggest that my past was related. I pride myself on taking care of business free from any bias. I guess I'm venting now, but did I do something wrong on stage? It was kinda hot to see you take charge like that. I was hoping you could take this more seriously. We need to remain as professional as possible, though. Though I've definitely noticed your interest. There's a time and place, you know. It's worth a try. Besides. Anyways, let's just move on anyway. Everyone is still safe and I'm on the case. While you visit Sing, I'll be meeting with Daz. It's not out of the question that the killer could target her. Guess that's true. Thanks for the chat, Shydo. I better get going, you know. Every second counts. With a soft smile, he walks away. I'm in front of Sing's office, alone with my thoughts that someone out there wants to kill. Thoughts that someone else out here has power from the Ark. Thoughts that were surrounded by weapons. And thought I'm about to meet the man who holds it together. Sink, the manager of the World Tour and Klace's boss. Or former boss, I guess. Why does this meeting fill me with such unease? He's the most trustworthy guy here. approach the door, I can hear voices. I guess Kyla and Sing started without me. That seems unfair. Before I open the door, I'm tempted to listen in. They don't know, well, I know I'm here. And I can hear pretty clearly. I'm gonna listen in. I press my ear to the door and listen. It feels a bit wrong, but my curiosity got the better of me. I can't make out every word, but I can hear enough to put things together. Hope to do this time, but hard, my brother. I understand grief, family, contest, happiness. Shydo, never interested. Yes, see? He was never interested in me. Did for him. So Kyla does have a brother. And they're talking about me? Someone out there? Damn, they know I'm here. I'll have to enter right away, or else my cover will be blown. Make it natural like I arrived. That'll do the trick. At least what I tell myself as I open the door. I open with relative ease. I slowly go inside. I'll gain some answers from the man himself. Meanwhile, guess I better make myself comfortable. Might as well be living in this place for a while now. Maybe I should meet with Daz. Her schedule will need adjusting. Actually, Shock and Rocker might require more work. If it's possible to stop bickering, of course, maybe I can play the middleman and get them to. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Watch where you're going, alright? I'm busy. Oh, trust me, I was watching. You're just the man I was looking for. Looking for me. Nice joke. But you must have confused me with someone important. No need for the snark, Rook. I've been looking everywhere for you. Want to make an appointment? Like I said, I'm busy. An appointment, I can work with that. You know, the room where the press conference was held? I'm aware of it. Would you be meet me there? And of course, I'm asking you to come alone. Alone? What's the nature of this appointment? Business, of course. You're seeing the system, right? It's a hard man to catch, so I can settle for the second in command. You'll have to be less vague. What kind of business are we talking about here? You really don't know who I am, huh? No, I'm not a fan of tabloids. You're starting to waste my time, you know. Fine, you can call me Max Armstrong, the CEO of Armstrong Incorporated. Oh, my apologies. I never seen your face before. Singh kept a lot of your meetings private, even from me. Gotta say, I'm not the biggest fan of your work. Just as cocky as she said you'd be. She? Oops, I said too much. The rest can wait. Of our appointment. How does 7 o'clock sound to you, Luke? I'm free. And the press room was good? As good as any other room. Great. I'll see you then. Remember, come alone. Want to say that again so I don't forget? Jeez, you gotta go. Rook scurries away. Yes, of course you do, you busy man. By all means, enjoy what little time you have left. Meanwhile, hey there, I hope I'm not interrupting. Not at all. I was just lost in thought. Aren't we all lately? There's so much going on. I may be new here, but I'm not as well unaffected. You seem to be going through a lot as well. Yeah, without any sense, I mean, I'm happy I got promoted, but I feel like they should have asked me first, you know. I know, but think of it this way. You were chosen because of your skill, not because you. Not everybody can fill the shoes you're about to. I guess you could say that. Same for you. I don't believe we formally met, but I know a lot about you, Atrin. Had a chance to look you up. Good to know my reputation precedes me. I was worried I gave up the bad first impression at the conference. Nah, I realize I've known you longer than I thought. You actually protected my few idol friends of mine back over the years. It was my pleasure. And then there's Africa. Oh, what a disaster that was. Hopefully you don't hold it against me. Not really. Have the highs without the lows. Seems to be lows these days though. Tell me about it. I feel like I'm at a disadvantage here. You know how you know so much about me. I know nothing about you. Can we change that? Of course, what do you like to know? Anything to share? I mean, if it's relevant to the case, of course. Like the case. Well, Klace's death gonna me the promotion. Got the promotion, gonna put all my years of ballet and jazz to good use. Come to think of it, I don't think much to share. I was close to Klace before his career really took off. Singh discovered me early on, so I got to see it all unfold. I guess I went to from being a backup dancer to being his backup in life. Makes sense that he have less and less time over the years. If you didn't have anything relevant to share, we can at least leave it at that. I think if anything else, I'll let you know. I'm gonna hold you to that. Hopefully, you can make time for me as your career takes off. Have a good feeling about it. About your career or me. I'll let you do the math. She smiles at him. You're in the spotlight now, Daz. Make sure to think before every action. If I need advice, I know where to look. Your idol friends has good things to say about my advice. Looks like I might be around for a while. Feel free to reach out. You got it. You're better than the last guard. He was a real stuck in the mud and a total coward. I mean, run away after Klace's death. Honestly, that makes him look more guilty than anything else. Letting someone die is a cardinal sin in my world. It's likely that they'll never find work again for good reason. But I'm different. I won't fail you. I can't. This is way too much on the line this time. I feel like this is a good place to stop. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching and go.